Hello folks and welcome to a new game. This is actually a demo and this is a game I have to be honest, I'm really excited for. I wasn't excited for it originally, but taking a look and poking around, I'm more excited for it now than I was originally. So this is Shapez2. I've been a big fan of the original Shapes. I've sunk countless hours. I'm not going to look at my Steam stats because I've spent a lot of hours in that game. And basically, you mine, for lack of a better term, shapes and combine them and paint them and do different things and create giant factories that just make things. And Shapez2 basically is an improvement upon that game. It's a different visual style. The original one is just top down, that's what you get. And clearly here on Shapez2, we're looking at some 3D demos and you can see the shapes get flung into this area here, which is called the vortex. It's super cool, it's super fun, it's super interesting. There's lots of stuff to do and see and to go, and there's a lot of improvements. Visually, I like the old style a lot. I like this one okay. It's not like a giant change for me, but some of the changes they did make the game just more fun to play. So let's jump in. We're going to play a little demo area here. We're going to start a new game and just kind of see what we have. This demo just dropped today, so as I'm playing this, this is only several hours old, and I'm pretty excited about what's going on with it. I'm giving a little bit of a shake just to make sure that I understand what's going on, and I don't know how long this is going to be, but it's super fun to see what's going on. So we have the Vortex platform, and you have some shapes on there, and basically you're going to eventually branch out to other places and have to do things. It'll make a whole lot more sense here. But to start off with, we have these things called extractors, and there's basic shapes that come with those extractors. And our goal right now is to just get these extractors going onto a belt. Now, I'm not going to build everything because it's going to be a little bit of an area. If I want to get rid of something, I do that, and I can undo it by, I get rid of it by right-clicking, and I can go through and undo it by Control-Z, which is normal. We have our hotkey overview up here, which is not a big deal. And a lot of this demo is teaching you how to play the game. But you can see we have our main goal, which is up here. We have what we get. We get a half destroyer, which is going to cut all the shapes in half. And we need to get 10 of them into the vortex, which is so much fun to watch them just go in and disappear. In the last shapes, or the original shape, should I say, things just kind of went into this box and that was it. And we click on that. And now you can see that we have this. It's going to come out. There's a lot more animation that happens. It's a little more fun. It cuts and the area highlighted here, which is a massive improvement as far as I'm concerned. You can see what's going to happen to the shape. Before it gave you an idea, but you had to do it. And if it was at a different orientation, you had to rotate it in your head. And when you get to more complex things, it can get very confusing. Now you don't have to worry about that. It just shows you what's what. So we're gonna go in here and we have squares now. So we're going to look around our platform a bit. This is kind of the starting out area, and you can see there's more stuff. And if we zoom out, there are other areas with other shapes, and you can see it gets more complex. We have a square, a circle, and a circle, or parts of a circle. Over here we have half circles. Over here we have a square and part of a circle. So there's lots of stuff going on. Ooh, look at this. I don't even know what that shape is, and it's there that we can go through and eventually get. But if we're looking over here, we have squares. So we're going to extract some of the squares. We're going to use R to rotate it around, and we're going to drag out some of those. And now we're basically going to make this belt here, or that setup. Ooh, those are not supposed to go there. We'll get those. And basically, we can connect all of these together, and if we drag through, nope, not that one. If we drag through, we can get these all set up so that they go through all three. So I'm just going to drag those down. This one doesn't look like it's set up properly, so we're just going to start that again. And I'm just going to drag 1, 2, 3. It'll make the shapes. It should make the shapes. Why is it not making the shapes? There we go. And there we go. Okay, why is that one not working? I don't know what's going on there. It should make that. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Although it's slightly annoying to me that it doesn't work totally properly. Let's try that one more time. Okay, so we have that. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're just going to do that. Whatever. We'll figure it out later. But I do like these little push button things that push them over to the side. So we're going to recombine these and bring them all the way over here. And whee! They're going to go over to that. This one's going to go here and all the way over, and we can see they jump in. We have this random one here. You can see it. You can choose to fling them. There's a belt launcher because that's a thing. You can launch them up, but this looks good for here, and we'll figure out what we're doing with this a little bit later. So we just need to get 6 of those half destroyers. Oh, I have to place 6 of them? Really? Okay. Let me go do that. And then we got to deliver the shape. And I really want to figure out why that's not working. 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right. Connect it over. And you can see ready, there's a space. When there's a space there, it's going to push them. So like this one, it goes through straight. This one's going to push. Whoop. It's really fun. The visuals of this are much improved compared to the last game, where it's very easy to follow. And you can see that we're going to need to get 20 of these, and we get a 90 degrees CW, which is clockwise rotator. Click on it, and now we can rotate around to see what we get. And again, having that blue area there to figure out what's going on is very, very helpful. And what do we need to do? We need to deliver on the second floor. I don't know what floor we're on because we haven't been introduced to floors, but we need to do that. So we're going to go through. We're going to cut out some of these. So 1, 2, 3. We'll do that. Boop, boop, boop. They're going to feed in. Why are you not feeding in? Okay. Part of this game likes to have a little bit of space, so we're going to provide it a little bit of space. We'll do that, and then we can go cut city. There we go. Look at that. Oh, no. Okay. So I have a couple things I need to fix with that, but we're going to cut those, and then we're going to rotate them, and then we're going to cut them again. Because I don't believe it matters which version of stuff you do. So I'm going to feed these guys into here, into a single area of the belt, and you can get a preview, which is awesome, of what the output is. And you can see that it's not at the rotation that it required, but I don't think that matters. And you can see where the belt ends up there. It shows what the kind of end product is, which again is a really big, nice improvement over the previous game where you kind of had to figure out what you actually had. Now I have it. And I'm going to keep this jumper here because I'm assuming this demo is going to tell us what's going on. We have this little north, east, west, south thing. I don't know what this magnet does. And we have some side goals here, which the main goal is here, side goals over here, which we just need to have some halves set up. So we're going to do that as well. We'll rotate those to face the right way. And then we will get those cut. And boom, boom. And I'm going to continue this trend of just launching these because I love the symmetry of all of this. If you've watched my Mindustry videos or any other really videos, you should know that I love symmetry and making sure all of the stuff is lined up and beautiful and perfect. We have these guys 2 outputting there, but you can see there's some spaces here, so you could probably afford to do another one. We're not going to do that, but now we have a second floor. So if we take a look, we get this cool animation, which when you get into the game, it's so much fun. Like, I could watch this for days. And what that does is allows us to go through, we can drag through, and we can go up a level by hitting E, going over, and then hitting down, and you can see we get these things that we draw out with that. I'm going to get rid of all that because we don't need it for right now, I don't think, but that's cool. And then we have a stacker that we're going to be getting once we deliver 50 of those. So these guys here are actually going to get eaten up for a moment, and we're going to cut them again. Do we need to rotate them? Yeah, we're going to need to rotate them actually. So we'll rotate them, and then we'll cut them, and then we can go through and do, you know, the job that we are prescribed to do here. So we'll do that. And the reason for the rotation is because we didn't rotate them, the cutter is only getting rid of the blue area. It would have cut nothing. It already got rid of that area. So we need to cut them, and it gets rid of the non-blue area, and it's going to deliver them. And an upgrade from the original game, again, I'm not sure if I'm talking to people who've played the game or if you haven't, The original Shapes game is great. It's actually now browser-based. You can play it on an iPad. They've really branched out and done a lot of cool stuff with it. If you haven't played with it, it's really worth the pickup. Whatever they're charging for it, I've gotten literally hundreds of hours of gameplay out of it. It's a very fun game. But one of the most annoying things was, for instance, the square. If that square was in this bottom corner or the bottom quadrant, it didn't count for what you were doing. You had to make sure it was rotated properly. So you spend a lot of time figuring out, okay, which way do I need to rotate this to get it to work and to be in the right spot? Now, with this vortex thing, it doesn't matter. And that's super cool. So let's go through and do this. I'm not going to spend too much longer going through there, but I want to get a couple more unlocks. Ooh, what do we got? We got speed cutting. I don't know what that does, but cool. Oh, and we can also use shift delete to delete an entire area. So let me do that. These little pop-ups in the middle here, shift and right click will delete an entire area. So let me just draw something real fast. So I'll hold shift, I'll right click and go over that, gets rid of that pop-up. Cool. So we can see what, yeah, we got that. Okay. I guess I need to, the game, as far as this spot, can I just hit the check? I know what that does. Okay, we got that. So if we deliver 160 of that, we increase our belt speed. That sounds good. So let's go through and get some extruders. Is that what they're called? Extractors, excuse me. I've been doing a little 3D printing, so my brain is on extruders, not extractors. My bad. We'll just deliver that into there because we have space on that belt. And we need to get 160 of those. And then these guys, we need another 8 of them, which should come soon. And then we'll move on. But this game, man, the original Shapes, I've sunk hundreds of hours into. It gets complex, it gets frustrating at points, but you can see how some of these are red over here. And if this game's anything like the last one, you actually have to paint things to go through and do stuff. The only thing I wish this game had was speed, that I can go through and change the speed of the game. But now we've gotten to a stacker. You can see there's red ones, so there is paint here, obviously, but you can see that you have to bring it up a level over and it drops down on top of another shape and we get that. So it's going to tell me that I need to place in 4 stackers. So let's do that real fast. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you notice there's little arrows there on the top and the bottom, and that's where they're going to feed out. And then there's an arrow coming out of the front, which is going to be where it kind of dumps its stuff out to. So let's take a look here. We need to get a square on top, or a circle on top of the square. If it was the other way around, we'd only see a square there because the square would obviously cover the circle. So let's go through and get this set up. And we need some circles, which we're going to bring from way over here. There we go. These guys are just going to come up here. And let's see, where do they need to feed into? So they're going to come that way. All right, so ooh, I'm on my game today, folks. We had that set up, so then I can bring that up by hitting E to go up a level. We'll bring all of those to there, and then we'll go down, and we need to make sure our squares are being fed into all of that. So we'll do that. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we need to do that, bring it up, down, and over there. Does that work? We'll find out, won't we? So let me try that again. So I'm going to go here, we're going to bring it up, over, and down. Okay, up, nope, not that, up, E, just need to get it in the right orientation, over, down, cool, we don't need to go down with that one. And we're going to feed that into these arrows here, which allow us to dump stuff in. So we'll see if that works. As these are coming, the circles are much farther away. So we're going to get those guys lined up and waiting there. And I can press my middle mouse wheel in to see this. Having a movable camera is an interesting addition to this game. It's fine. I really dig the visual style here. I really didn't think I would. I don't care for the shine on some of these. I'd rather it be more flat, but that's just a personal preference. The visual style of the game so far, I actually dig. I think it's minimalistic enough that it looks good, but it also has enough detail in it to make it look not like garbage. The original game was very minimalistic and very simple, and I liked that a lot. I think I'm going to like this just as much, if not more. Being able to go through and have levels here where I can see them, and also being able to go through and get some of this stuff set up is super cool. We have a cutter that is half of each, and that's interesting. I don't know how to do that yet. So we'll figure that out as time goes on here, because we have all of these belts that we can play with and do stuff with. And you can see that these are locked as far as other entryways. So we have one here, and that's pretty much what we have. We have some over here and there. We got that stuff. We'll figure it out. But let's see here. So they're going in. Oh, look at that. They get just dropped right on top of the shape, smashed together, smash, and off they go. I really dig the visual style here. I think there's, even the belts have nice little textures to them. Again, I don't care for the shininess of this. I think, especially up here, like on these posts going up, I'd rather it be a little bit flatter, but I see why they did it. It just helps kind of figure out what's what a little easier. But I prefer this to be a little flatter as far as the shine. But that's nitpicky stuff that's completely unnecessary. But this visual style is super fun. And you can see that what we're looking at here has rotated. If I move away from that, does it change what that is? No, it just keeps your goal down here of what shape you're supposed to be making, which is pretty cool. So, Shapez. This is Shapez2. It's a super cool demo. It dropped today. You can wishlist it on Steam and all that stuff. I am not paid by anybody to do anything of anything. But now I can build structures on additional floors, which is extra fun as well. So we can, let's say we wanted to do an extractor, or maybe let's say we wanted to do a stacker, and I want that to be on a different level. I can build that there. I don't have extra levels, so I can't do that, but I can build all of the things, like a rotator up there. I can build a cutter up there, which again, opens up lots of gameplay. I'm going to stop the video here in just a moment, but thanks for watching. I really dig this game. The original one was so much fun, and I think this is a super cool addition to the Shapez franchise. Is that the right word? And real quick, I want to see what we do. So if we get half of these guys, do I have to join them together on there to get that to work? Let's find that out real fast, and then we'll call it a day. If I do a cutter over here, I'm just going to have that branch off. So we'll do something like that. Okay. And then that needs to be facing the other side. So we're going to have to rotate it twice. There we go. You can see that it shows you what it's going to do. And then we need a stacker. So I'll do something like that. Let me just bring it down so it goes over here. And that's going to go onto the stacker. And then I want to half one of these. So we're going to do something silly like this and bring that up. Hit E to go up. And then we're going to come back down. All right. That's fun. Let's see. We need to cut this. And it's in the right orientation already. So then we can take that and bring it all the way over here. The only difference now is that I'm going to bring it up with the letter E over there and into that. Then I'll hit the letter Q, bring it down, and we're going to try to dump that right into there. And I just want to see if it works. I don't know what's going on with that, if it will or not, but you can see we are cutting that across. It's going to go through. Got more belt speed, so that's good. And hopefully that will allow us to go through and do the rest of this. But for a demo, I mean, I thought I'd run out of stuff to do already. I'm pretty excited that for demo stuff, we have more to do. I've been in here for a little while. I don't know how long this video is right now because my screen recorder doesn't show me until I'm done. But I kind of dig that there's so much I can do already. And having a lot of tools. I mean, if you take a look, there's, what, 5 tools unlocked of 9 that are here, and I don't know what this is. Don't know what's going on there, but we have all of those available to us, and I kind of dig what's going on there. So let's just see if this setup works. And if it does, we'll call it a day. If it doesn't, we'll probably still call it a day because I have no idea how to make it work at that point. There it goes. Look at it. So we got totally unique shapes now. that we can go through and combine with the stacker to get them to do exactly what we want them to do. Again, super fun little game, nothing crazy complex, but I imagine it's going to get much more so here in the near future. Oh, and look at that. We got rotators that can go both ways. So we have all kinds of stuff here, and we have additional shapes that we're going to need to be worried about. And if you've played the original shapes, this is kind of hitting home a lot more for you. If you haven't, I highly suggest the original shapes as we're waiting for Shapez 2 to drop. You could probably get it on a decent sale. I don't know that to be the case, but I'd imagine it's not for sale for a whole bunch. And you can see that we have a whole bunch of other shape suggestions that we can go through and do to help us out. But that's going to wrap us up here for today. Thanks for joining me for a demo of Shapez 2. Super fun game. I'm going to be playing this more. Let me know if you're interested in more videos on this once it actually hits, because it looks like there's places that we're going to be able to go and explore and do things. And oh my, there's so much there. So we will take care of that down the road. But folks, thanks for joining me. Have a good one, and I'll see you later.